Now, in terms of hope, in hoping in something, I'm going to link us today with a story from the Bible. Obviously, that's the Bible according to Star Wars. And it reminds me of this, that Jesus is our only hope. But the story I'm actually going to tell you, the link with it, is the story of Abraham. Okay? The story of Abraham. Now, Abraham was a really old man. He was well into his late 70s, and God had told him that he was going to have a huge family. Okay? He didn't even have any kids, and his wife was well over the age when women are actually going to have kids, or that you would expect women to have kids. But God had given him a promise to Abraham. He said to him, I want you to go somewhere. I want you to go to this particular place that I have promised for you, and then you are going to have so many descendants. Okay? So many descendants. So Abraham did. And whilst he was doing it, Abraham had a feeling of expectation and desire for a particular thing to happen, and a feeling of trust. He had a hope because God had promised him something. He knew that it was going to happen because God had promised him this thing to do. Now, even though him and his wife couldn't see how it was going to be possible and how it was going to work, they had the hope because God had promised them. We have had the same hope ourselves. We can have hope in our lives because God has promised so many things to us. And we know this because it says it all the way throughout the Bible. Now, what I want you to do now is I want you to watch the video below me. And then once you have watched that video below me, I want you to then look at the verses that I've written underneath. Okay? I want you to go and get an actual physical Bible, not your computer or your phone. I want you to get an actual physical Bible. Like I said last week, it's so much more beneficial having your own Bible that you can highlight, that you can scribble in. If it's your own Bible, don't scribble in your mum and dad's Bible or your brothers and sisters. Get your own Bible and make notes in it as well. Okay, but the verses that are there are all different times that God has promised us stuff in the Bible. Okay, so make sure you read through those things, you make notes of all the things of what each of those mean and what promises are each of them, and watch this little video beforehand about basically a snip clip it about Abraham and the promise that God gave him.